What you are about to hear surprised fans across the world, and it sparked talk that has not faded. This story is not about shock for the sake of shock. It is about a famous name, a bold choice, and the moment that made people look twice. Many clicked out of curiosity. Many stayed because there was more behind the headline. So keep watching, because the full picture is more interesting than you might expect. Lana Wood is known by many as a classic screen star. She grew up around cameras, bright lights, and big expectations. As the younger sister of Natalie Wood, her life was often compared, judged, and watched closely. From a young age, she learned that fame can open doors, but it can also place you inside a small box. People decide who you are before you even speak. As Lana became an adult, she took roles that showed her talent and charm. She worked in films and television and built her own path. Still, the public image followed her everywhere. Many saw her as sweet, safe, and familiar. That image sold tickets, but it also limited how others viewed her as an artist and as a person. Then came the moment that changed the conversation. Lana Wood appeared topless in a film role, and the news spread fast. For some, it was shocking. For others, it felt unexpected but brave. This was not done for cheap attention. It was part of a story, part of a character, and part of a choice she made as a grown woman in control of her work. At that time, such scenes were not common. Actors faced strong rules about what was allowed on screen. When Lana made this choice, she stepped outside those rules. She knew people would talk. She knew critics would judge. But she also knew that art sometimes asks for risk. The scene became famous, but it also became misunderstood. Many headlines focused only on the surface. They ignored the reason behind the scene. Lana later shared that she wanted to be seen as more than a pretty face. She wanted roles with depth. She wanted to show real emotion, real struggle, and real humanity. The topless scene became a symbol of breaking away from limits set by others. Public reaction was mixed. Some praised her confidence and honesty. Others tried to shame her or reduce her work to that single moment. This reaction says more about the culture of the time than about Lana herself. Female actors were often judged more harshly, while similar choices by men passed without much noise. What many people forget is that Lana would continue to work after this moment. She did not disappear. She did not hide. She kept acting, speaking, and living on her own terms. The scene did not define her whole career, even if people tried to make it so. She remained a person with many sides, not just a headline. This story is also about control. Lana chose how she wanted to present herself. In an industry where women were often told what to do, that choice mattered. It sent a message that she owned her body and her image. That idea was powerful, especially during a time when such freedom was rare. When viewers look back now, the scene feels less shocking and more historical. It shows how film was changing. It shows how actors pushed for honest storytelling. And it shows how one decision can start a larger talk about respect, choice, and fairness in entertainment. So when you hear the phrase Lana Wood goes topless, remember there is more to it than a gasp moment. It was about growth, courage, and moving beyond labels. It was about an artist asking to be seen fully, not partially. If this story made you think differently, stay until the end and share your thoughts. Stories like this remind us to look past simple titles and search for the real human story underneath. That is where the truth usually lives. Before you click away, think about how easily a single scene can erase years of hard work in public memory. This happens again and again in entertainment. A short clip becomes louder than long effort. Lana Wood's experience helps us question that habit. It asks viewers to slow down, to learn context, and to respect personal choice. She was not asking for approval. She was claiming space in a system that rarely offered it. Her story encourages young creators to speak up, set boundaries, and define success in their own way. It also reminds audiences to be fair. Behind every role is a real person with fears, hopes, and reasons we may never fully know. If we only react, we miss the lesson. If we listen, we gain understanding. That is why this moment still matters. Not because of skin on screen, but because of voice, decision, and ownership. Keep that in mind the next time a headline tries to tell the whole story in a few loud words. Your attention helps create better stories and fairer conversations for everyone watching and sharing content online with care, curiosity, and respect.